Lo de hoy fue un espectáculo grotesco. La audiencia de Pam Bondi no fue solo incómoda, fue catastrófica. Se desmoronó en vivo, gritó, interrumpió y perdió el hilo. Y en el proceso no solo se humilló a sí misma, sino que dejó expuesto a Kash Patel y al propio aparato del encubrimiento. Cuando la presionaron sobre el evidente encubrimiento que está ocurriendo en el Departamento de Justicia y el FBI respecto a los archivos Epstein, Bondi no tuvo una narrativa, no tuvo una defensa coherente. Solo tuvo rabia. Y tenemos que empezar con Thomas Massie, porque él fue quien la dejó en evidencia. Pasemos a video.
Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times about
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
Mr.
Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time back? Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from
All
Kentucky.
right, I'm reclaiming my time.
Can I give my answer?
So
Yes.
I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman,
Because
may
I
I
have
give my
another
answer
question.
on that?
Here's
It's a political
the question.
joke, and I need to give my answer on that.
We'll let the Attorney General respond, and then the gentleman can move to his
Chairman,
next question.
it's my time.
Within 40
Chairman.
minutes, you asked me a question.
You can give
Within
me-
40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes
You
of me catching you red-handed.
Red hand, there was one redaction out
Where
of
he's
over
listed as a
4,700,
co-conspirator.
Okay.
and we invited
You know what?
you
Show the video.
This
Show the
guy
video.
has Trump
Gentlemen.
derangement syndrome. He needs to.
Show the
You're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
get
want
on
you to
these
watch the video.
matters.
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the
himself.
rules here.
There is
Time.
no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals.
Is that your position as well?
My position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I am
at
reclaiming
all
my
the
time.
last
I'm
4
glad you're
years?
asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because
time
this
when
is
you don't-
bigger
when
than
you can't-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the
this
way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama.
go.
Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want to
most
know at
transparent-
what point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it
Time is
back on the
up.
screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has
Which,
expired.
may she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against.
La escena lo dice todo. Bond interrumpe, grita y acusa a Trump de tener un síndrome degenerativo y evita responder también. Massie le señala algo concreto. El acta de transparencia exige que el Departamento de Justicia publique las decisiones internas sobre si ciertos individuos fueron investigados o descartados como conspiradores. Y eso no está en la luz de los archivos. Y no estamos hablando de rumores, estamos hablando de un cumplimiento legal obligatorio. Bondi dice que corrigieron una redacción en 40 minutos. Massie responde, dentro de 40 minutos no se puede hacer nada. Eso no es un error administrativo, es ser descubierto. Pero el desastre no terminó ahí, porque entró Jim Jordan y lo que hizo fue todavía más grave. Primero, el momento de hipocresía monumental de Jordan criticando a cualquiera que proteste diciendo que nadie tiene derecho a interrumpir al Congreso. ¿En serio, Jim? ¿Te suena algo llamado 6 de enero? Pero lo verdaderamente explosivo vino cuando Jordan afirmó que cualquiera que mienta ante el Congreso debería ser procesado penalmente bajo el 18 USA de 1101. Perfecto, excelente estándar. El problema es que eso se vuelve contradictorio inmediatamente.
Mr. Brennan lied to the committee, which you're not supposed to do. Last Congress, when we deposed him, he definitely, 18 U.S.C. 1001, we're all familiar with it. He lied to the committee, and the committee, the Congress, and I think the country would like to know if, in fact, he's going to be indicted for lying. And here's why it's so important. I'll give you a chance to respond. Here's why it's so important. It wasn't just that he lied to us, it's what he lied to us about.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
Kash Patel afirmó ante el Congreso que no existía información creíble que implicara a otros co-conspiradores más allá de Epstein y Maxwell. Eso no es una interpretación, eso es falso. Cualquier revisión básica de los documentos demuestra que la red era mucho más amplia. Incluso dentro del sentido común lo indica. No se maneja una operación internacional multimillonaria de tráfico con solo 2 personas. Entonces, si el Congreso es delito como lo que dice Jim Jordan, ¿qué hacemos con Kash Patel? Eso no fue solo un lapsus, fue una estrategia para minimizar la red que se encuentra en Estados Unidos. Lo mismo que hace Trump cuando dice que solo coincidía con Epstein en Palm Beach. Lo mismo que se dice en Nueva York cuando todo el mundo lo conoce. Es lenguaje diseñado para reducir la gravedad, para convertir una red criminal en un club social desafortunado. Nada es casualidad, es un encuadre deliberado. Y mientras intentan minimizar la historia, ya Jamie Raskin amplió el escándalo hacia algo mucho más grave.
Article 2, Section 1, Clause 7 of the Constitution is the Domestic Emoluments Clause. And it says that the president is limited to his salary in office and cannot receive any other money from the federal government while he's in office. It cannot be increased by $1. This president is the first president in U.S. history who has repeatedly sued the federal government for $230 million for the judicial search warrant at Mar-a-Lago, which was perfectly lawful and was never struck down. But now he's suing the IRS for $10 billion. He's suing the IRS for $10 billion, which I think is around 80% of its annual budget, because his tax returns were leaked. And they were illegally leaked by a private contractor who actually is in prison now, Charles Littlejohn. But he wants $10 billion. Now, but I want to ask you the question of whether you think it would violate the Domestic Emoluments Clause for you to settle that $10 billion case or any of the other claims that the president has made against the government. He himself has remarked, it's interesting because I'm the one that makes the deal, right? And he says, I kind of have to work it out with myself. Do you think it would violate the Domestic Emoluments Clause for the president to work out a deal from people who are his subordinates under his unitary executive theory to get money in one of these cases?
I'm not going to discuss pending litigation.
Okay, so theoretically you're saying because his privacy rights were violated in that tax case, and they were. I'm with the president on that. I mean, his Mar-a-Lago thing is ridiculous, but there's no doubt that his tax returns, despite the fact that he promised to release them, despite the fact that every other president released the tax returns, he suffered embarrassment when it showed that he hadn't paid taxes for several years, and he had a right for that not to happen. Now, I want to turn back to the Epstein survivors, because President Trump may have been a little bit embarrassed by the release of those tax returns. How much do you think the claims of these survivors are worth? As the good congressman from Kentucky just pointed out, there were lots of survivors who had decided, for reasons of their own, never to release their names. That determination was represented to people in Congress, and we built it into our federal law that their names could not be released, and yet you published their names, their phone numbers, their addresses, personally identifying information. If Donald Trump can get $10 billion, theoretically, from the Department of Justice, how much should these people get for a far worse violation of their privacy rights and a far greater danger established to them in their lives?
Do you even know who Chase Mulligan is? You're so obsessed with, you don't, do you?
I'm going to teach you the rules again. You're the Attorney General of the United States. We have rules here.
You're obsessed with him.
You're the Attorney General of the United States.
You're obsessed with Donald Trump. You have Trump derangement syndrome.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like my time restored. I'd like my time restored.
In your district. In your district, and you don't even know about it, about keeping children safe from online predators.
Time belongs to the gentleman from Maryland. The gentleman can proceed.
Yeah, and I want the whole country to look at this. Because this is the Attorney General of the United States, whose job is law enforcement. We've never had a witness who has misunderstood our rules and been unable to conform his or her conduct.
Raskin no solo habló de Epstein, habló de Trump demandando al IRS por $10,000 millones. ¿Y estamos frente a una violación constitucional directa? La cláusula de emolumentos prohíbe que el presidente reciba dinero adicional del gobierno federal. Trump dice abiertamente que él hace los tratos tratando de arreglar hasta el más mínimo proceso administrativo. Eso no es ambigüedad, es una admisión. Y cuando Raskin giró la conversación hacia las víctimas de Epstein, Bondi volvió a perder el control. Le preguntaron cuándo debía recibir las víctimas cuyos datos personales fueron expuestos ilegalmente por el propio gobierno. No respondió, gritó, desvió e insultó. Y eso es lo que vimos hoy. La fiscal general de Estados Unidos incapaz de seguir la regla básica de audiencia, incapaz de responder a preguntas legales, incapaz de sostener una narrativa coherente. Lo de hoy fue más que un mal día en el Congreso, fue una radiografía de un encubrimiento fracturado. Bondi grita que no puede explicar. Patel miente constantemente a una escala más rápida de lo que él intenta lograr. Jordan habla de procesar mentirosos sin notar que está defendiendo y señalando a su propio equipo. Mientras tanto, el país observa una administración que no puede responder preguntas simples ante una transparencia sobre redacciones ilegales y sobre redes criminales con conexiones al poder. Cuando el discurso se rompe, cuando el encuadre ya no sostiene y lo único que queda es el ruido, hoy todo es completamente ensordecedor. Si te gustó el video no olvides dar a like, comentar y compartir. Esto es Rumor de Estado.